Hello Homo sapiens, are you intrigued by the idea of becoming a god? The void set on 500% threat. Let's see. As quite literally everything is overpowered in Rimworld. The ship miscalculated and now we're in the middle of the hottest summer in Antarctica. With Silver, whom's test the body of an Omnisaya will prevail. To start, an ancient tomb filled with mechanoids will be an easy target. I try to cast some spells on them, and eventually we do end up summoning some wolves and end up killing them off. Now Silver can become invincible for a short period of time, allowing her to easily hit her targets. We open up the tomb and we do end up getting a chainsaw and an Archotech shield belt. Of course, we need all the resources we can, so we strip them and end up deconstructing their pods. Silver can move at about 20 tiles per second, which is 4 times that of a normal colonist. We haul everything in near a geothermal geyser where we will construct a wall and a roof. The planning for a mountain base is constructed. The reason I wanted to do this is, well, look at that satisfying mining. It's so good, and with that glorious quarry, we'll easily get resources. Smoothing speed is essentially instant as her hands are made out of sandpaper. A wind turbine is also built as we chop down some blocks, as we research in an instant. Now since it is so cold, no food will grow unless we have a heater and some Nutri-fungus, so that will be our next task on our list. Hauling chunks and planting instantly while we continue to quarry mine for some components. This is some of the most satisfying sounds I've ever heard as we continue to expand upon batteries, solar panels, and we end up killing some Frumbos. Chainsawing them through as I summon more wolves on them. These Frumbos were nothing as I quite literally have a robotic army. I then get a raid filled with animals. Now these guys are pretty tough, though of course I summon everything I have to try to destroy them. Unfortunately, my killing time wasn't that good, and my invincibility was a flaw because now, instead of targeting me, all my structures would disappear. With the void though, the next raid was already here, so I tried to lure them, and we do end up taking quite some damage, but for now, I will summon more wolves as we cut them through. I do end up spotting this sword, and it deals about 150 damage, which will instantly kill anything. So they do end up breaking into our perimeter, but Silver one by one slices them through. Now luckily, or unluckily, we get another raid, which would be a problem, but apparently the raiders ended up targeting them instead, which led to World War III upon Antarctica, whilst we tried to repair and block our base. I've watched them fight from above, as she can see everything. Breaking through, and with our invincibility, we slash them through, and these robots are nothing like the Omnisaya. The kid was a machine and wouldn't stop killing everything. If this was real life, well, this would be mass genocide. But out in the middle of nowhere, no one can hear your screams of pain. So we continue to work on defensive systems, as that will be our most important line. And we end up researching more things and even more stuff as we get a new researching bench with multi-analyzer, and I want to make components until we get a mech cluster and some aliens. I want to trigger this pod so we can trigger this massive battle. It ended up becoming huge, and well, I just watched as they kill each other. But these xenomorphs ended up killing the centipedes as well as the mech cluster itself. Wonderful. I wanted to essentially engage without trying to get hurt, because I don't know exactly how much damage these things do. I summon more wolves on them, as I summon a lot of lightning clouds. While I continue to mine indoors. I tried hauling and, well, essentially break their ship as I went to open up this ancient tomb. It had a... what is that? I don't even know. So I end up picking up this stuff and getting back into base while we continue to mine. So I am planning some turrets now, and while I do construct it, I get a big warning from the void itself. Now, don't get me wrong, these guys are very overpowered. Anyways, with the kill box, I decide to go for oil power, and I haul everything back while working on it as a new mech cluster is here. More turrets are planned, except the wandering quest. Well, I wanted to see her suffer, so I accept while I try to lure the insects into the mechanoids. I destroy this chip chunk with psychic pacifier and end up destroying this outer border as well. The mechanoids kill the insects as our kill box dealt with them wholeheartedly. Silver with her PPS from the Soviet armory, well, we stomped them off as our turrets proved to be very efficient. Most of the mechanoids aren't that powerful. The pikemen and the lancers wouldn't be a problem. Now the big issue is that the fire would spread all over the turret, so I had to micromanage to extinguish these fires. With our movement speed, that isn't that big of a problem. But of course the friendly fire could be a problem, so we had to be careful. The centipedes are stunned, as our turrets are very overpowered. It takes quite a lot of hits for them to die, but we do end up mowing most of them down. Now the thing is that these events would occur almost every day, so of course over time resources would be an issue, but for now, well, it does seem like our turrets are doing just fine. But I need to repair them, otherwise I will have trouble in the future. Now I don't have combat extended because a lot of these mods like glitter tech and antimatter annihilation won't work, so well, fortunately the centipedes aren't that powerful here. I end up one-shotting the rest of them as I continue to reconstruct and build our maze. I forgot that we don't really have granite in this part of the map, so I construct out of marble while more xenomorphs were here. Now a big issue was that they were invincible, so while I could target them, the turrets couldn't. At first I didn't think this was a problem, but I eventually realized that they were attacking my turrets without me noticing. So most of the turrets ended up getting deconstructed by the alienoids. I try to clip them all and summon a furious lightning cloud, as well as a massive lightning storm. Right in the middle here will be perfect, but I get stunned. Wonderful. But eventually it does summon with pink particles all over the space. Most of my turrets were getting destroyed though, but the lightning was very powerful. The turrets that they destroyed will explode upon them, leading to some kills for me, but well, I don't really like to waste resources, so I do end up killing some. My turrets were getting destroyed endlessly, as now I realize what damage has been done. Silver furiously tries to kill them off, but not for long. I get a raid from the antimatter annihilation, so I do try to throw bombs on them, but I do end up taking quite a lot of damage. I get back to base, and I end up one-shotting most of them. I only had one turret now to help assist me, but I think I will be fine since I am invincible. Antimatter Annihilation clan isn't that strong compared to, let's say, Void, so I think I'll be fine. Silver dashes and smashes them from behind while we cut off their arms, legs, and other useful organs. I wanted to harvest some, but I was just endlessly killing them instantly. Eventually they do end up fleeing. The base was on fire, at least the outer part, while power was down. More mechanoids were here though, so no rest for us. I end up one-shotting most of them, and end up building or finishing our oil production, which would provide us with power. Wonderful. I end up resting upon the research table whilst a new void raid was here. Now, I didn't think much of it since I was essentially unstoppable, but I quickly realized how much damage I take. I wasn't too worried though, since I have taken this much damage before. All I needed to do was go invincible and kill them. I do stun them with some lightning clouds and lightning strikes, which does end up dealing no damage. But the void shut down all the devices across the land as I tried to bomb them. Now I do end up engaging and dealing a ton of damage, but I take a lot of hits here, and well, let's just say I do end up dying. But since I have a resurrection core, I end up getting revived, so I Oh, the Void is still the most overpowered faction yet. Thanks to my members and patrons, and if you're bored, then watch these videos next.